common denominator.
And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Let's talk about something important. Put that coffee down.
I'm not here to waste your time.
Everyone has access to the information. We just know how to analyze it better.
Where else you gonna have this much fun?
You the man. You the man.
Todd Father.
Show me the money.
What I've been doing, had to triple my bag. Had to triple my bag. Wow. Had to triple my bag. Wow. Had to triple my bag. Yeah. Had to triple my bag.
60% of the time, it works every time.
That doesn't make sense.
Well, it's no trick to make a lot of money. All you want is to make a lot of money.
What is going on, guys? What is going on? Man, isn't this fun? Welcome back to another episode of Learn Crypto. My name is Nick Hellman.
I'm Todd Butterfield.
Obviously, not too much positive news to talk about, but we will be looking at the positive macro view and vision of crypto in general. It's good to see you guys in here. I'm glad you guys are tuning in. I don't know why you want to stare at our ugly faces while blood is flowing in the streets, but we do have some people with positive attitudes out here. Crypto Al trying to get some discounts as well as some others. I mean, if you got cash, you know we've been preaching dollar cost average. That should not stop with the prices going down.
You get a chance every day to dollar cost average.
NC Cabco says, good evening, guys. Crypto bloodbath with a chance of correction. Back to you guys. Thanks, appreciate that for that tune in. We need that information whenever we got it.
What's up, Alex?
Jet says, I promise I will buy my husband a Lambo. That is too funny. Well, let's dive into this. We're going to talk about a few things. Obviously, people already know about the ETF being delayed. We didn't go live yesterday, so we'll just talk about that briefly. But we're going to talk about some positive things here in the ecosystem, what's going on, what we're doing, etc. Obviously, selling at these lows, that's up to you. If you want to try to chase a few $100 swing trades, go for it. But at this point, guys, if you're still hodling, you might as well just continue to get some passive income from mining, dividend-paying coins, masternodes, whatever you can do. Dollar cost average into the projects you like. And if there's a no-brainer trade, make it. But I wouldn't want to be left with my bags empty because I've seen this all before. In the dot-com era, we had a big blow up top. Retail investors continued to get shaken out while the institutional infrastructure was being built. Once it was ready, primed to go, that's when the real top occurred. And that's when the institutions made the money. And the retail investors are stuck shaking their head, figuring out how they lost while the NASDAQ went to absurd highs at that time. But let's dive into this. Let's see how red things really are. Woo, man, this is, wow. Market cap at $221 billion. Bitcoin dominance back up to 49%. I said I really thought we'll see Bitcoin dominance to around 50% before any kind of positive stuff happens with the altcoins. We'll see if that happens with these current market conditions. Man, that would be like maybe one more day of this bleeding. Bitcoin dominance gets to 50%. Hopefully we can turn around, but I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that's what the numbers would say. Bitcoin at 62.93, down 6.45%. Ethereum 6. Nothing's green, guys. Nothing. Tether is even red. When is Tether red? Tether's even down 0.42%. Ethereum Classic at $15. I mean, this is just terrible. Ethereum Classic was added to Coinbase Pro and Coinbase Prime throughout the day today. They did a very slow release to that, but it is not on the front end of Coinbase just yet. What I mean by that is most of these retail investors only use Coinbase. They don't have Coinbase Pro, and it will actually have a logo there for the easy buys. Obviously, fees are more exorbitant there, so that's why a lot of people who in the know use Coinbase Pro, which used to be GDAX, but a lot of individuals don't. I expect Ethereum Classic to be added to the main Coinbase.com probably within a week or so. You know, they said 24 to 48 hours for trading on Coinbase Pro. It was something like exactly 24 hours. They said 1 to 2 weeks, so I'm shooting more for that 5 to 10 day range for Ethereum Classic to get added there. Could that give a boost from retail investors over there? Because maybe Coinbase will actually send out an email saying that, hey, we have a new asset on the exchange called Ethereum Classic. Here's what it is. Here's how it's formed. You might want to look into buying it. Possibly. It depends on these market conditions. Obviously, people are like, oh, it doesn't look like people care that Ethereum Classic got added on Coinbase Pro. It's like, have you seen the market today? I mean, nothing's green. I think the biggest winner for today was like 1%. So we'll see what happens. I'll be looking for that. I'll also be watching the fact that there is a heavy unit bias in this ecosystem. Ethereum Classic will be 4 times cheaper than the next cheapest asset in Litecoin. I still think when the next bull run happens, with this being the cheapest asset, a lot of people are going to be drawing its eyes towards there. That's how Litecoin got that massive run. It was the cheapest available asset, digital currency on Coinbase. A lot of people have unit bias, and they buy that up. We've seen that with Verge and Ripple and all these other ones as well. We'll see if that continues with Ethereum Classic. If anything, it does show us that the Coinbase is going to be a lot more careful listing new coins, that they don't cause pumps and discrepancies in the market. So although Ethereum Classic does open it up for new assets to be listed there, maybe we're not going to see extravagant pumps anymore. Like Binance still just randomly clicks them on so you don't have liquidity, and that's what causes this crazy volatility that people can capitalize on if they're paying attention to. So we'll keep an eye on that, and we'll discuss that as well. Todd, do you even want to look at the charts today? Or, I mean, what do you...
What's the reasons behind the price drop? Then the actual market cap is what Elizabeth says. And I guess what the news is just started with the ETF being delayed.
That's
I don't have any other real news today. Most of the other news is kind of bullish.
I would say it's all predicated on the ETF being delayed, which, I mean, hindsight's 2020, guys. We've been saying now for a couple weeks, this ETF is going to happen, but it's probably going to get delayed 45 days. They would have a ruling in September. We've been saying this. Should we have known to sell? I thought there was going to be some downward pressure, but a lot of my assets were in coins that are still acting very strong, XLM, ETC, and some of these other ones. So I didn't worry about it as well as Bitcoin. But I was not expecting 8,000, what were we, 8,300 down to 6,200 just off of a delay of the ETF?
I mean, we're about 7,000 when that news hit. And, I thought we could probably spike 6,800 and scare everybody. I didn't expect it to go this deep. So I'm in with everybody else, I guess.
So that is all.
Because I still thought we was testing, I thought we were testing the good low at 57.40. So we still could be doing that right here. I mean, with the alts falling apart, it's just bringing in cascading selling and definitely bringing in more Bitcoin selling. So I don't know whether we will stop this here or what.
Damie, I can't say your name, James, but the first part of your name, ZCL and TrueUSD are doing okay. TrueUSD is a paid currency, so hopefully that would stay around $1. And ZCL was one of the two that I said, hey, you might want to consider buying. That was Ethereum Classic and ZCL. Obviously, Ethereum Classic did run up to $21. Then the news came out when it would be listed at Coinbase. Some people wanted to sell the news, and just when it was looking like it was going to do an ABC correction and start heading back upward, they released that the ETF was going to be delayed, which just caused this perpetual downward motion here for Ethereum Classic. But yes, ZCL is hanging around the same area and actually up a little bit from when I said I would be looking into buying it on Twitter. So at least something's working out. And then
we're a little bit out of sync, so I was trying to shut it.
And then Jay Brub said, send 2 Neo to the O3 wallet by Sunday for airdrop. I would have to look into that, but if you guys want to look into that, there you go.
Trying to get back in sync.
So let's go over here to a couple things we wanted to discuss, and then we can just BS in the chat box, see what's going on, see what your guys' opinion. This is the write-up simply saying that the ETF was being delayed. I think September 30th is now the new date. We'll see. Why did they post this out August 6th, 10 days before the ruling that they're delaying it? I don't know. I can't tell you that, guys. That is beyond me. I don't know the legalities behind that. But I do know the next date would be September 30th. Can they postpone it again? I'm sure legally they can do whatever they want to do. We shall see. But the reason that I don't know if they will continue postponing it, here is some decent news. Goldman Sachs plans crypto custody offering despite bleak market predictions. While the market was heading down, and some of their people probably knew that the ETF wasn't going to be approved, or at least was going to be delayed, they came out and said they were planning to offer clients custody for crypto funds. Now, Goldman does say they are undecided in the depth of cryptocurrency and custody they will be offering. They're not exactly positive just yet, but the fact that Goldman Sachs is at least considering it now and knows that they don't want to be left behind with the likes of the New York Stock Exchange creating the backed exchange, with the likes of ICE being involved with that, with Fidelity helping hedge funds onboard into cryptos, and with Coinbase continuing to increase its revenue, shows you that these traditional financial advisors, these traditional custodians are going to move into cryptocurrencies. Whether you have the mental fortitude, the ability to remove emotions from it, the fiat currency to continue to dollar cost average into this ecosystem. That's what it's going to take, guys. Nothing changes for me. Fundamentals are stronger than ever before for cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin, and there's no reason for me to say otherwise. Could we have traded better? Yeah, hindsight's 2020. I would love to have sold at 20K and sat here and waited for 6 months and bought now. But at the same time, if you would have done that, all these people with bears counts to 4K, they might be right. But in the meantime, they missed 2 or 3 cycles where you have opportunity to swing trade, where you have opportunity to take gains on pumping assets and move them to Bitcoin, et cetera, et cetera. So, it's a bummer that we're all sitting here and it's down here, but it's not the end of the world. And I'll tell you what, I can guarantee with the news coming out with the backed exchange and ETF will happen and Goldman Sachs and all this stuff going on, there is much higher objectives on these cryptocurrencies. And I'm still here for the ride, and it seems like you guys still are if you're tuning in tonight as well.
I'm not leaving reply to Pablo Hand, whoever the hell that is, saying Bitcoin's going to dig in for the last 6 months. You're right. I've been saying it down here at all these lows. I said it at 5,700 before. I also, since you've been around, I also gave a buy on Bitcoin at 1,900 and 2,000. I gave it to the exact second, I think it was at 3,200 on a 2 a.m. sell-off. So it all matters your time frame and when you're buying and when you're investing. So you can't come in at high prices and buy and then bitch about the first sell-off. So if you buy here and come back in 3 years, you'll be happy. So, and I'm here every day, so I just don't show up, once every 6 months like a lot of these Twitter trolls and everybody else.
Crypto Soldier says, I'm still buying ETC with my Linda Masternode payouts. Yeah, I'm still mining Ethereum Classic currently. I'm not currently spending any more Bitcoin or fiat on it, but I am still mining that currently. John West said, picked up some XLM and ADA at these lows. I would consider that as well. I still am holding a majority of my ATC, guys. I sold 20% of my ATC, and it was not anywhere near the top. It was higher than it is now, but it was not near the top. It was somewhere around $16 or something, or what was it, 276 Satoshis, I think. And that's it. I still, long-term fundamentally for ETC is strong for me. I like what I see there. On top of that, I think that once it gets listed to the actual Coinbase.com, for all the basic beginner retail investors with the next bull run, with it being 4 times cheaper than Litecoin, I think that we could see some nice action there in volume. What did it have? 750 million or a billion volume. It was like the 3rd highest volume on CoinMarketCap while sitting at around 15 or 12 now for the total market cap. So I still like it for the long term. And no, I did not going to sit here and say, I swing trade that. Why didn't you guys sell out? I had to stop there, blah, blah, blah. I did not have that, obviously. And I wouldn't lie about that.
Shout out to Crypto Soldier, because we're staying here because we're in this long term. So, I've been in cycles. I've been in the stock market. I was in a room with traders in '87 when it crashed. So, this isn't really new to me. I didn't expect to be caught up quite as much here. A lot of it's been my software getting delayed, which I got shit again today. And I don't really like the position I'm in, but I do think there's huge gains from here. And we're going to ride this out, Nick and I, and everybody in here, I'm sure. So, again, it matters the timing of everything. Somebody walking in today and has money to invest, they're probably going to do really well, but then no one's going to probably invest here because they're too scared. So, a shout out to the 5,000 subscribers. Too hard to get too excited about that. But we know we got 5,000 real subscribers. We don't pay for subscribers like a lot of channels have done. We've got sincere people, so we're just going to keep doing what we do.
RF Dusty says the BTC value is what counts. Once people start buying, they will realize there's not infinite BTC, and the line out the door to buy BTC gets longer and longer. That's true. You'll realize you made it when Bitcoin isn't, it's worth $10,000, but one Bitcoin is one Bitcoin. And we talked about this to where if this does become any kind of global currency or global storage of wealth, there's only 21 million of them, guys. 4 million are gone forever. Lost keys, locked in Satoshi's wallet, gone. Never to be found, never to be used. So you probably have 16 million of these, roughly, that are out there. There's 8 billion people on the planet. We'll see what happens. But I'm not changing my bullish outlook for the long term here in cryptocurrencies or Bitcoin by any means. And Chris K9 reiterates that and says, we are in for the long haul. Everybody get at least one Bitcoin. If you have one Bitcoin, you're going to be in the top percentage of wealth. That's just it's going to happen, guys. So I would recommend getting a solid position in Bitcoin. We've seen what happened here. Altcoins are down 90, 95%. Now, ideally, you would have everything in cash, and you'd be sitting pretty right now. You'd be buying in, whatever, looking for even lows possibly. But if you were in all altcoins, you're down 90 to 95%. If you were in Bitcoin, you're down 60 to 70. If you're in some of the stronger coins that we've been talking about, you're about break even. We did the Linda interview at 4x, now you're even. ECA interview at 4x, now you're even. ZEN interview, you're actually still up $5 on that one. So not too shabby if you get in the right coins. Is it still better to be in cash? Yeah. But we're not here watching cryptocurrency, doing research on cryptocurrency to be in cash right now.
And I'm overweighted myself a lot of Bitcoin. So, yeah, I'm taking wood. But like Nick said, I mean, if you bring up, Digibyte and Zen and ZRX and DGB and some of these, I mean, they're holding in. They're not nothing to be writing home about. But I think those are the ones that are going to lead us back. And, yeah, they're going to give up here, in the last 48 hours because they just have to. There's too much selling coming in. But I still think, they're making a low as we speak probably. So.
And Paul Henze says, any coins are going to zero in your opinion, Nick? Well, it depends when. On this market cycle, no. I think the next tide of bull market will raise all boats. Besides coins that the development teams simply give up. Just like you're having emotions, we're having emotions, everybody's having emotions. Think of the development teams on these projects. They watch their coin go from a $1 billion valuation down to $5 million. They're out of ether from their ICOs. Maybe they're mining their coin, but it's worthless, and if they sell it on the market, you're going to push the price even lower. They're dealing with the same thing. The real teams that fight through this bear market and are continuing to produce products, create partnerships, work towards mass adoption and utilization are the ones that are going to find success. Because in a bull market, they're going to thrive. A lot of these teams thrive in the bull market and look like geniuses because everything's going up. Everything's working. Doesn't matter what your product is. You got $1 million worth of Ethereum that's going up in value every single day. The real teams and the real coins are decided in the bear markets when your value of Ethereum is going down and down and down. Your value of your coins going down and down and down. You don't have any more money to pay developers. Are they willing to continue to work on the vision and the product for free? The ones who truly believe in their product and the space will. But the ones who are just like, hey, we're just creating a money grab vaporware, we're out. Those will go to zero. And then after the next market cycle is when I think you're going to have to see some of these cryptocurrencies start to dissolve. They don't have a real use case. They're not getting utilized enough. They're only used for speculation. Those are going to go to zero. That's why you have to be in the right coins. And we already saw this on this mini bubble here. A lot of the alts are 90, 95%. Even the ones who have solid fundamentals are down 80%. That's crazy.
So Mark Williams, just a question. Todd Father, did you sell while the market crashed last couple of days and lost over 25%? So Classic's been trading around 16, 15. We've been talking about it. That's where it's at. I don't think it's crashed 25%. So maybe the coins you have are down that way. That's fine. I mean, we all have some coins that have done worse, but as I just said, a lot of the coins we've been talking about, I mean, ZRX is a small coin that I've liked. That thing is sitting here at 84 cents after bottoming at 40 and 60. So I'm not really taking much pain there. Nick was on Zen at 14. It's 20. So, we're not out here just saying buy coins and take huge losses. So, yeah, obviously we're taking losses here. When Bitcoin was at the lows, I was saying stay with it. So I'm still saying that. So whatever. Yeah, Mark D, you're right. It's down. So what, you're going to pick the highs and the lows and say that's why we're down? That's not the way it works. My God. The newbies have got to stop or go out and do some goddamn research and learn how markets trade. Jesus. You guys are crazy. And I'm on here every day showing opinions. So
the Beeve says, here comes the capitulation. Got some USD waiting. There you go. All right, so another decent news. Electra did add another partnership with another ATM called General Bytes. Essentially, these are ATMs that are already in existence, and the owners of each individual ATM can decide whether to add ECA or not. The developers have done the code or whatever it takes, so it's literally the addition of an application to these individual ATMs. So we'll see what happens. Obviously, that's strong. Obviously, there's no reason they probably won't add it since they created a partnership, and all it is adding an app, just like you would add an app to your iPhone. The owners of the ATMs can just download the ECA app, and now ECA is available on those ATMs. Pretty nice. It was up while everything was bleeding yesterday. It was up about 10% for the day, so not too shabby. I haven't even looked at it today. It's probably down in Satoshis. I would say it's probably 9.
Give me back the camera.
8 or 9. We'll see. It's at 8.
Can I have the camera back, please? Yeah, I'm frustrated, all right, because really I've spent my whole life around, major traders, Florida, the Board of Trade, Chicago Mercantile, different places, Chicago Board Options Exchange. So I'm around so many newbies now. Yeah, I'm pretty frustrated because they don't know nothing about trading. They don't know nothing about investing. All they got is a name they hide behind on Twitter and talk stupid smack. They're not in here to make any money. They're not here to make any money the next 5 to 10 years or nothing. They're just a waste of mankind. So that's all it is. I'm frustrated. I need those idiots out of my way so I can talk to the people that really know how to trade and invest. I've got extremely good clients that they aren't on here talking no smack. They're trying to get positioned for the next rally. So, and just like people have said, I mean, I gave buys on a lot of coins way lower than where we're at right now. So it matters where you're buying, how much risk you're taking, et cetera. So, and the game's not over in 6 months. My God, you guys, if you're trading for 6 months, you need to go. Just go to the boat and pick black or red. That's not what we're trying to do here. It's just stupid. The newbies need to go, and they're going. So, but it's just amazing at all these lows, all the newbies want to show up running their mouth, or I sold everything about a ranch. That's what a guy tells me today. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it's easy to talk shit when you don't have anything out front showing people or talking. So, and, whatever. Go ahead.
On that note, who wants some free Zen cash?
I do.
I need it. I probably shouldn't give it away because
it's only $20.
I need the $20 to buy my ramen noodles for tonight, but we'll do it anyways. This is going to be from this live show right here. We'll go ahead and make sure all of the comments aggregate. It looks like they have.
Dude, I'll take all the heat that comes to me. I don't give a rat's ass. But my God, I've done this my whole life. I mean, there's no one going to faze me.
Let's see what we got here. 64 unique commenters. So let's see who's going to win some Zen cash to add to their bag during this time of red. Here we go. The winner is Gary Dotson. Great show as usual. Shout out to you, Gary. I think I might have seen your name pop up over in the chat box already today during the live show. I will be sending you one full Zen cash after the show, currently worth about $20. Congratulations, Gary. And everybody, I guess, there's probably not going to be very many comments because we haven't talked about it already. But why not? We'll try to brighten the mood up a little bit. We'll make this a Zen Cash giveaway video as well. Simply leave a comment in the comment section below with your Zen Cash, with whatever comment you like, a question, comment, concern. Hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and that is it. You are entered to win. We will draw the winner during the next live show. So again, leave a comment in the comment section below with your Zen Cash wallet address. Shout out to you guys for staying tuned. We're about 30 minutes into this, and that's the first time I mentioned it. So you guys will probably have better odds to win that prize.
Okay, so Mark D wants to keep talking, and that's fine, because I won't ban you because I don't care what you say. So why would you need to pay a manager to just hodl? I can explain that very easily. Who on the channel was picking like Tron and Ripple at $3 and all that bullshit? I don't hold any of that. I didn't hodl that. I've hodled a shitload of Bitcoin that's down from the highs, if you want to say it that way, is down 60%. There's lots of coins down 90%. So I'll guarantee you, probably in all cases, I'm hodling a way better portfolio than the majority of people. So that's why you're probably going to pay me. And that's why my better clients are paying me, because they know how emotional it can get and how easy it is to trade extremely bad. And I've done not very well after the highs, but this game's not over. So I don't know who said the finish line is like tomorrow. So, And Mark D, I will out-trade you any day of the week if you want to do that openly out in front of anybody. It doesn't matter. I've proven over the years I can trade with real money. So I will have times where I'll underperform, etc. But I'll still be here doing what I do. So sorry, Nick.
Oh, you're good. I'm just sitting here. I was reading this article because apparently CBOE responded after the delay to the ETF.
I saw that.
So I was trying to see if there's any good quotes that I needed to let you guys know since you're in here watching.
Well, they just said it's coming.
The CBOE essentially said expected and the markets are acting irrationally to the announcement. Every single submission like this has gotten a delay. Again, this delay was expected. I still expect approval, and I have a 99% expectation that it will get approved. Print it, but as always, don't use my name. That is from an inside source at the CBOE. We say 100% approval. They're saying 99%, kind of rebuttaling this delay, trying to let the crypto investors, the retail investors know, like, hey, this isn't a time to be panic selling. Congratulations to everybody who did see that the delay of the ETF happened and was able to react really quick and know that the market was going to do this. I did not see this deep of a retracement off of a delay that everybody knew about. But again, I guess that goes back again to I'm used to working in traditional markets where that isn't just a bunch of retail investors who are going to dump on any FUD, basically. We went from over 8,000 down to 62 right now, essentially off of the delay of the ETF, with a bunch of positive news, with Coinbase continuing to extend its reach into institutional investments. We had Goldman Sachs getting involved, ICE with the New York Stock Exchange getting involved. The New York Stock Exchange news with the backed exchange is the most bullish news, I've heard in cryptocurrencies probably ever. So you're going to be trading the underlying. I mean, it almost makes the ETF a moot point if the backed exchange comes out. They're probably going to have more assets than just Bitcoin, and you're going to be holding the underlying. Or when the purchase gets settled, they have to buy it from the market. So it will be delivered of the actual Bitcoin, the actual asset. So I think that's huge news. That's I think that the market's kind of sleeping on right now. So.
Okay, I'm not going to bore everybody in this whole channel with Mark D. Mark D, you sold in January and bought in February. Okay. And then you bought a Lambo and all the bullshit that you're going to say too. So we don't know what you did. You don't really know what I did. But if you want to do something against you and I, set it up. Let's put some money on the line because I don't have time to mess with you over nothing because you're not worth my time to do that. So figure that out and we'll do it. And then the other thing I wanted to say is, what else was there? There's something important on there. Well, the BTFD sign just got put up there. I changed the letters like a week ago
to
buy the dip.
Prepping.
Because it was about one of my companies, but I changed it. So there's something else I want to talk about. Hold on a second. Yeah,
G-Money, a good trader only has a portion in short-term positions and small caps. That's true. You got to have a large percentage of your portfolio is more of not a straight-up hodl, but a re-diversification of that hodl, where you have a large port that maybe you swing trade a little and you re-diversify, but you're not looking at highly risky asset class.
Tron bag holder salty, yeah.
Sarge Juan says, positive news in the bear markets are meaningless when bad news does not cause more sell-off. Then we are near bottom.
And I'm going to tell you the same thing. I've said it before. The reason probably I quoted, I tweeted there January 5th that things were getting frothy because I knew it from clients and everything else. So that was my point. I should have lightened up. But no clients even wanted to lighten up. I sold a few things. They bought it right back, or they told me to get right back in. So it was crazy back then because you didn't know whether it'd go another 100% or whatever. And my whole issue, I said in the beginning when I got on the channel that I thought we were going to have 60, 70% corrections. I didn't really think I would get caught up in it. And the reason I didn't think we'd fall this much right now is, and I've said it before, is my normal client is not in here. So I've seen bubbles. To me, this isn't a bubble. It's just, we ran way higher than we should have, and we're correcting that. So that's all we're doing. We're correcting all the newbies that bought the highs, like Mark D probably did, and then he's buying the lows like Mark D's selling. So that's what's happening here. So I'm trying to look longer term because I don't think anybody's here, and I still Nick and I report on the channel. We started getting people that were interested up there at 14,000 Bitcoin.
Show
I'm
me
getting
the
some
money.
people now interested because they're hearing that, what's going on now. ICE, NYSE is talking, Sachs, Northern Trust, futures are trading, all that. So the average investor that has a lot of money is thinking now about moving into this area. So I think there's still a ton of money coming. So is a low right now? Are we going to dig in here? I don't know. I think you want to be invested in this area. So keep talking your smack and miss it. That's all I can say.
Shout out to Chris K9 for your $1.99 super chat. Have we told you lately, you guys are the best, with the smiley face. Shout out to you, Chris K9. Thanks for your continued support. If you have any fundamental question, or a chart you want Todd to look at, even though they all probably look the same, let us know. Today, we just wanted to get on here to make sure we're on here for you guys in the time of the red, because a lot of people do disappear. We wanted to make sure to get on here, have a discussion with you, see what you guys were up to, let you know that we're here to stay. The fundamentals have not changed. The New York Stock Exchange was some of the most bullish news possible, so I'm continuing to dollar cost average and putting my money where my mouth is. And I still just say, if Bitcoin goes to 4,000, I will mortgage my house. I mean, I said that months ago, and I'm a man of my word, so I will do that if I have to. I'm already starting to analyze some of my traditional investments. So if we get to $5,000, I might move some from the traditional market into the crypto market. Now, you shouldn't invest more than you're willing to lose. That is a highly risky play by me to dip into some of my traditional investment asset class to move it to cryptocurrencies, but that's how sure I am that there will be at least one more market cycle, if not many more. And then we are looking at some of the next financial revolution, or the next tradable asset class that the institutional investors are going to start moving money into. And I work with traditional market every day. There is a lot of money in pension funds, a lot of money looking for places to go. On top of that, hedge fund performance the past year or so has been dog shit. You know what that means? A lot of hedge fund managers are scrambling, trying to figure out a way to capitalize on some gains. Now all of a sudden there's custodians for cryptocurrencies. Where do you think hedge fund managers may turn to try to see some massive gains and get their neck off the cutting board? Probably the cryptocurrencies. That's everything else they've been doing has been going down the tubes. I create hedge fund reports for all of our clients, so I see that red number every single month. So they're scrambling, they're trying to find some positive movement here, and cryptocurrencies might have the amount of growth they need to get out of the red. We'll see.
Boy, they're coming out of the woodwork tonight. So I have no problem with any newbies unless you just want to start talking smack and not back it up with something. I've helped people know that I answer the phone at 4 a.m. I answer questions on the course at 4 a.m. I got a lot of people that will back me up on that. I'll help any newbie that really wants help. But to talk smack on a YouTube show, I wouldn't really say is what help's about. Anybody emails me, texts me, hits me up on Twitter after this, everyone knows almost damn well they're going to get a reply almost immediately from me. So that's all I can tell you. Shout out to Michael from Dubai Review. Michael, it's been a long time. Wondered where you went. You made a comment about, do we think the December, January wasn't a major high in alts and they're not going back there? I would say, yeah, the majority are not going above there. But as I said here right now, the coins Nick's talked about that he likes, the same thing, the ZRXs, the ZENs, some that people like in the channel. I mean, I think they're going to new highs. Some of them will go to dramatic new highs. Those are the ones that we all need to be in. Somebody's got to find them. So whether I was hoping it was going to be Nick and I in the community, it's not Nick, it's not me, it's not Nick and I, it's all of us trying to figure out, people, because most time this chat is pretty cool and everybody just trying to figure out how to make some money together. So that's how we're supposed to be doing it. And still hoping, the software, I found a major issue 2 days ago. That's why I didn't go live yesterday. They fixed that. That's all I can tell you. The software works extremely well on the stock side, has for 3 years. Hopefully it'll work on the cryptos, but I'm fighting 89 exchanges, all kinds of crap. So what coins would I be short right now? I mean, I couldn't be short any coins unless it's just a bunch of no-name coins. But those could have still big percent rallies off the lows. So it's not safe to be short anything down here, I don't think.
Yeah, like I said, I think there's going to be one more market cycle where really the tide raises all boats. I think you have one more market cycle before actual utilization, actual use case is going to start playing a factor in this. So, because you're still going to have another. Right now, there's 2% of the United States population owns cryptocurrencies. That tells me institutional infrastructure is going to come in. They're going to buy the big boys, but then that's going to put retail investors, oh man, maybe I should look into cryptos. They're going to get on Coinbase. They're going to fall into the same rabbit hole we did. They're going to expand their portfolio into some of these altcoins, get in some shit coins, caught up in some pump and dumps. So there's going to be one more market cycle where we're going to have a massive bull run, set all-time highs, tide's going to raise all boats, and then after that is when you're going to have a bunch of these cryptocurrencies go to zero, not exist. The vaporware is going to be gone. You're having more and more people actually once institutions get in, that means you're going to have actual people who work in investments and do research on investments telling you what they're seeing with these cryptocurrencies. And they're not going to get away with just being able to be a scam hype coin forever. And you're already starting to see that. If you go on crypto Twitter, some of the big name guys are starting to put up write-ups on why XYZ is a bad coin or has bad philosophy or has bad token economics. I try to do it when I do reviews if there's any red flags, and you can generate your own opinion. And that's what's going to start happening after this next market cycle.
Noobs sold a lot today. That's why they're in the shows and on Twitter, because they have nothing to do except lick their wounds. And you're right, K9, you've hit me up. I mean, I try to reply to everybody. And Max Expo, I didn't reply to you for a few days. Can I tell you what? You told me you agree with something. And what I do is I mark important emails unread, and then I go back to them when I do what I do. So that's why even you didn't get a reply for like 3 days, because I'd read what you said. I was just waiting to do what I do. So
what else we got going on? Somebody says, is coin market cap manipulated? I don't know what you really mean by that. Every once in a while, their data, their APIs gets messed up. So that's just a software issue. The reason I don't think they would be skewing the data, like some people have conspiracy theoried about, is because right now they're the most widely used cryptocurrency website, generating some pretty decent ad revenue. So I don't know if they would want to put all that at risk to try to manipulate some data and get some people knocking on their doors. I don't know. I don't know what you really mean by that. Fred said Lux is still working. Yeah, I was going to bring that up. John McAfee, I knew a bunch of people in here wanted me to do a review on Lux. I haven't really got around to it. I said it looks like an interesting project. They announced that they are creating a hybrid decentralized exchange, which is interesting. We do need decentralized exchanges in this ecosystem. And you do know I do love the 0x protocol, which a lot of decentralized exchanges are built on top of. And today, John McAfee actually tweeted out and said, hey, I believe in Lux is going to have one of the top decentralized exchanges and much needed for the ecosystem. Now, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing that McAfee is tweeting about it, but he did do that. I retweeted, hey, we might see a little green during this bloodbath today. Lux did have a little spike. It went up about 10%. Now I think it is about even for the day or probably down a little bit. But I did let you guys know about that. I didn't really capitalize too much. I did a quick swing trade, and that's about it.
Guys, and again, it's all about timing. I mean, Sorjan made a comment about, Bitcoin's 100% higher than a year ago. So if a stock investor had that, they'd be ecstatic. So again, I don't get much grief from the majority of clients, because a lot of them, the better ones, have came from the stock side. So they understand there's going to be huge volatility here if we're going to hit a home run longer term. And the home run is not 10% a year. It's not, it's big percent gains. That's what we're trying to be in the right coins. So, and then when I say I hodl 70% of a portfolio, it's not like that 70% will never make a change. It's just like we're trying to not get caught flat-footed in cash. So it's still going to matter the 70% of those coins are held in, because it's not going to be 100% of all boats are going to go up. I mean, a lot of these altcoins will probably have a rally here, and then they're still going to zero. I mean, they're going to have, I suppose some can double and triple from here, and then they're going to go to zero on the next turn down. So, and there's going to be some coins that lead this rally in a big, big way, and that people are going to chase again. But you can't chase them, I don't think. You got to be able to, you got to build buying down here when no one wants them. So if you're nervous and want to sell and blah, 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 I mean, I really would try to add some more money if you can, or if not, just dig it out.
Crypto Cotter said this was a good dip to buy. There will be another one under 5K in my opinion. Elliott Wave has been working well for me the last half of the bear market. Shout out to you. And Paul said that ETC showed up on the Coinbase app earlier, but it is gone now. Yeah, that would probably be an error, Paul. I don't think that is supposed to be on there. They said it was supposed to be 1 to 2 weeks after trading went live on Coinbase Pro and Coinbase Prime. And then Scott says, I have been using CoinPuffs.com recently. CoinPuffs.com is a similar website to CoinMarketCap created by Decentralized TV. So shout out to PETA for all the work you have done on yen.io, the Bitcoin Pub, and CoinPuffs. If you're watching this, shout out to you. Congratulations, man. What else we got going on? What else do we need to talk about? Matthew said, I'm pulling a loan if BTC hits 4 to 5K. Hey, you know, it's risky. I'm not going to be one to say that you should do that, but I've already made the comment that I said I would do that. Personally, not a loan, but probably a mortgage backed. You know, I won't go in debt forever. I'll just lose my house and be homeless and be living in my parents' basement or something. Anything exciting going on the charts over there on the 5-minute? Some of these look like they're turning around
EOS,
a little bit.
You know, I gave that buy on EOS saying you could use a stop at the low. That obviously got stopped out here. We had warned about a breakdown to $5, so you know, I don't know if we can keep working lower on EOS. You know, when you're trying to increase risk or portfolio, yeah, I think you need to use some stops. So there was a case of trying to use a stop on a speculative trade. I'll bring more of those when I get better indicators from the software. So, and I'm really only stressed out because of the software issue more than anything, because I just need that to do what I do. So, and I've tried every day. That's all I can say. And I can't go to different developers because they've already successfully built it once and I spent a lot of money on it. So we're just having issues from the damn exchanges. Yep, I probably could have took the top 40, but you know, I've tried to get all the exchanges that I can get. And with that in mind, I mean, there's the software. This is the price. This is volume from 89 exchanges. All that works, and that works easy. But it's really the custom indicators are grabbing 5-minute data. So even if we go to 5-minute Bitcoin, it was loading it correctly. I mean, you know, again, there's things working, but shit, I can't trade with it until I'm like 100% positive that the indications I'm getting off of it are correct. So that's all. There's a 5-minute price chart, Bitcoin, and I'm guessing the volume will load right below it here in a second. And see, and it's loading it wrong. If I drag or something, it will correct itself. So they're just having a problem with it showing, because Nick and I just had it up before we went live. So
John Miller said long-term BTC log chart shows bottom around 5K.
The what?
The long-term BTC log chart shows a bottom around 5K. So I guess we go to log version of the Bitcoin chart. He sees a bottom around 5K. Let's see.
Bitcoin daily log. I mean, 5,000 is
so
here, so I'm not sure.
Go down to that support, I guess.
I mean, it'd be, this high was at 5,000, where we stopped, fell to 29.50, and then took it out. I mean, I guess that'd be, you know, there's definitely a little bit of activity going on at 49.50, 5,000. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Crypto Cotter, I wish I could pull that up, but it's not going to be able to show on the stream because I don't think I'll be able to pull it up on the stream.
IOTA, we don't really talk much about. I mean, Nick never has been really on it.
No,
I have not either. So.
Yeah, I always said I would steer clear of IOTA. Too many. Look, Bitcoin hasn't even been, blockchain hasn't even been mastered. Much rather them wanting to go out here and say they got something that's better than blockchain. Their code base is terrible. I tried using their wallet. Sometimes it says you have IOTA there. Sometimes it says it's 0, but it's still there. It's still on the Tangle. It's still on the mesh, whatever. I mean, what wallet do I sync on? It says, all right, you got 100 IOTA. Then I come back to the wallet. It says you're synced. I have 0 IOTA. You reach out to somebody, they're like, oh, it's still there. It's a little glitch. Don't worry. What? You're number 5 on the market cap. You're worth billions and billions of dollars, and you don't even have a functional wallet. I don't mess with IOTA. Shout out to you guys if you know more about IOTA, and maybe a lot of people like IOTA for the super long-term play. It's something since day one I said I would not own. We have seen IOTA's market cap. I mean, it was up here in the top 5. It's now ranked number 10. Ethereum Classic, Monero, Dash, and Tron are right on its heels. So if somebody really likes IOTA and they want to send me a tweet on a DM on Twitter of why you like it and why I should reevaluate it, that's always appreciated, guys. I just have been steering clear of that one.
And again, for bubbles, I mean, I was trading in 87. I mean, that was an amazing bubble. So, and I was trading in the NASDAQ bubble, and that was, every old retired person had to own Cisco. I saw a chart on that the other day. I mean, it was at 80 and went to 15 and then sat there for 10 years. So that was a bubble. So I don't know how you can really call this a bubble when I personally don't know people that I've shooken hands with that even got caught up in it. It's been people off the YouTube channel. So, and you're reading what the other day, today somebody said that a person should have 6% of their money in Bitcoin, 6% of their portfolio. Will you give me back the screen for a second? I just want everybody to see that the software has just got some quirks, but right there is 5-minute Bitcoin that I just showed you came up. Then now the 5-minute volume did come up right behind it. I just had to restart the software. So again, that's 5-minute volume from 89 exchanges. So it is working, but it's got to work every time, not just, I don't want to reload the software. If I go back to a daily, it might catch up on me. But this is the stuff that I'll be looking for in divergences over 7 days, 14 days, monthly, whatever. So it is working. It's just not working good enough. That's all. Not working good enough to sell to anybody, and not working good enough for me to take any of my clients' money to it. So.
All right.
And we're having fun.
That's right. I mean, we're still here. We're doing our thing.
Shit, I'll be here.
I'm not going nowhere.
I might be busy trading against some of these guys, though.
Somebody, Paradigm, said, why would you ignore the coin with the biggest industry in the back? What industry does IOTA have that's the biggest industry in the back? In the whole entire crypto sphere, but you shill Dragon Chain. I talk about Dragon Chain here and there because I'll tell you what, they have a development team that actually does AMAs, is actually still working on a product. I believe their protocol where they're going to bridge different blockchains together or allow people to work to integrate with different blockchains has a real use case. And they're a US-based company, so that leads me to believe if the US regulation comes down hard on some cryptocurrencies, that Dragon Chain would probably be in the clear. On top of that, yeah, I own Dragon Chain. What about it? I don't talk about it every day. I don't post about it every day. I don't say, hey, Dragon Chain needs to be 100% of your portfolio. We don't force private client group members to buy Dragon Chain, so I don't know about that.
But we're having fun. Hope I can still be here with you guys watching in 5 to 10 years. I hear that. Hope I'm still here. I might bitch slap somebody.
John Miller said, I'll have to DM the log chart on Twitter. Can't link here. That's cool. Crypto Cotter, if you want to DM, send that to us on Twitter. We'll bring it up during the live show tomorrow. Our Twitter handles are right below our names down here in the bottom left below our names. So if you want to follow us over there, send us messages on Twitter. I try to help as many people as I can in a day. I've helped people set up Linda Master nodes, Zen super nodes, secure nodes, got people set up on Coinbase, got people set up on different exchanges. Try to do what I can do to help.
You've been bitch slapped by the Todd Father. That's the new t-shirt.
Johnny M. Cool says, damn it, Nick, own EOS. Hey, Johnny, I bought some EOS at $7. You'd be proud of me. I did buy some EOS at $7.
Hold on. Something almost famous. Are you from St. Louis? But he does say it's hard to trade crypto when big whales control the market. And, I will have to agree with that because, the other day when we had that sell-off where they sold out the guy with the $45 million position that was 10X, I mean, he brought that off the lows, and I even was impressed. I tweeted I was impressed with that rally. Well, hell, that was him buying. So, I'm in the stock world where, it would take some pretty big it would take a pretty concentrated effort to get something going like that. Instead, you got a whale on an exchange with 42 million going 10x on it for 450 million. So yeah, it's kind of, it's definitely different. So, but that's why, even with the sell-offs today and stuff, I mean, that's why it's tough with stops, et cetera, because it's easy to move markets. It's easy to push some positions around. Right, I am left-handed.
I just got tagged in something on Twitter. ECA, as well as some other coins, 4 maybe, and some others are partnered up with Unifox, which is another ATM company. And Unifox just posted that not only are they going to have ATMs, but they're also going to have point-of-sale terminals and have an image with them using the point-of-sale terminal. How is this going to affect PundyX? I don't know. We'll see what the competition is there, and I'm definitely going to have to do some more research to bring to you guys, but that's interesting. Electra went into that partnership thinking it was just going to be an ATM, but now it looks like they do have a point-of-sale terminal, will be using it in cafes, etc. So, interesting.
And I would say something, and I said it months and months ago. Wyckoff is still, I think, the best thing to help you trade. You can learn Wyckoff and trade better than myself because I've been too bullish here for the long term, thinking longer term, when I probably would have traded better short term, obviously if I wasn't so bullish and I was trading more short term. So, because some guy said today that he took the course and he's traded short term extremely well and thanked us. So I still say, take the course, do your own thing, keep news out of your head and all the extra trolling, and do your thing, because you can trade better than myself. But I've traded in real money competitions over the years to prove that I know and Wyckoff knows that, it's helpful than just seat of your pants. So I've already proven that. I don't need Mark D or anybody to try to get anything over on me. It's not going to happen. And shout out if he's trading well. I mean, more power to him. Shit, I'm here trying to help people trade better. So I hope everybody trades better than me.
What else we got going on?
But I've made a lot of mistakes, and I've been around a lot of people that's made mistakes. I've been around a lot of people that's lost everything. So, trading. So,
liquidations.
So I could help you just from a little bit of experience, probably.
Shout out to the 135 people watching right now on a red day. That is awesome.
Obviously, horrible day.
Obviously, usually this is a similar format, but we also usually have more crypto fundamentals, and then Todd looks at some charts, looking at some chart patterns, putting some stops in, whatever, some buy orders. Obviously, everything's down, so there's no point in really looking at the charts. We're just kind of discussing see what's going on in the chat box, having some fun. Just showing that our vision's not changing. So if you want to hit that subscribe button and like button, also leave your ZenCash wallet address in the comment section below for a chance to win. One lucky winner just won some ZenCash from last night's live show, so you have the opportunity to win some tomorrow. So don't forget, leave a comment, whether it's a good comment, bad comment, whatever. I don't care. As long as you leave that ZenCash address, and we'll be sending that to you right after you win.
Thanks, Karoli. And I think, we're not here. Somebody, a guy was talking about IOTA. I mean, let's get IOTA on here then. Because we're not about, it's just the coins Todd and Nick like. No, we're trying, I mean, you reached out to Ripple, right?
Yeah, I reached out to Ripple. I'm trying to get Ripple on here if they want to be on here. Like, I have no problem having a debate or having an interview with any coin. They can present their facts, why they think they have a good product and why they think it can be successful. I'll ask the easy questions. I'll ask the hard questions. And then you guys can create your own opinion on that.
It's going to be unbiased. And then he's going to say what he would do, which, as far as I'm concerned, that's, everyone needs to have their own opinion. So Nick might say he wouldn't touch it. And maybe I will touch it. I mean, who knows? But everyone's got to make their own opinion. We're just trying to bring enough information so somebody can form a better opinion.
Somebody says ETC is bouncing right now. It's up to 15.
What up, Craig? Craig, I did get your email, and I am going to make those changes on the course like you mentioned. And appreciate that. I appreciate the testimonial.
Crypto Hunter said, Nick's what's going on with ETC and Coinbase just got on the show. So it has been added to Coinbase Pro and Coinbase Prime, but it has not been added to Coinbase.com, which is where the most beginners are because they don't know how to use an exchange really. I believe once it gets on there, maybe we'll have a little bit of a rise. Who knows? It depends on the market sentiment. I am still holding 80% of the Ethereum Classic. I'm still mining Ethereum Classic. And Ethereum Classic will be 4 times cheaper than the next cheapest asset on Coinbase, being Litecoin. Unit bias, obviously, is very prevalent in this ecosystem. People don't look at market caps. They look at the cost of one coin. Would you rather buy 4 Ethereum Classic or 1 Litecoin? Most people are probably going to say 4 Ethereum Classic. That's why I think that Ethereum Classic could be the next Litecoin, like Litecoin was last year, the cheapest asset on Coinbase. Saw massive gains. Ethereum Classic could be on that route as well. Do what you want. Do your own research. No, I did not sell at $21. I'm not that great, and I would never say that I was that great.
Dominique says we need to interview Matt on BitBlaster. I don't think BitBlaster's up yet, is it? Because I think Matt went hiding, I think, yeah, that's a whole nother story. So, but maybe he launched it. If you're saying that, Dominique, I don't know. But yeah, we won't be interviewing him. And the thing is, somebody said nice office, and all I can say is Nick and I kind of like really do this. So, and I sit at my desk way too many hours. So whether it's trading stocks or commodities, mutual funds, or cryptos. So I don't have much of a life at the moment. And the last 6 months has been the worst period of my life, bar none. And I haven't seen my wife, in 3 or 4 weeks? I've seen her a couple days a month because of all this bullshit.
Elizabeth said, hey, Nick, let's try to get the team from Tatatu. They're being considered for Coinbase ad. I think they're on the Coinbase custody list, I think is what you're referring to. Hey, I'm open to it. If you want to try to, I've had half of my interviews are from people reaching out. They said, hey, they would be interested. Then I follow up, contact them, figure out a deal, figure out what the time, et cetera, et cetera. Preach to them, hey, we're going to do a recorded interview. No, I don't want any of your money, because apparently they turned down a lot of interviews. Because you guys see the hour interview, but I talk to these people 30 minutes before the interview, 30 minutes after, stay in touch. And they would say, you'd be surprised how many people on YouTube shows that have 1,000 subscribers reach out to them, playing a whole interview, and then be like, all right, well, the payment's going to be $2,000. I mean, whoa. No, we don't work like that. We tell them straight up, nope, we don't need any money. We're just trying to provide information and insight for the community. If you want to make some kind of donation, we'll give those coins away to the community or let you guys know that we did receive compensation. That's what we do.
People that don't know me, my wife's in my other home 2 hours away. And this is a penthouse office in my home in St. Louis. So I've not gone 2 hours away to see my wife because this is really central for me. And when I'm not here, I kind of feel naked. So, and that's kind of, and I've just got, you see, I got 8 monitors over there. I got a supercomputer and I got a lot of windows open. So to go anywhere else, I feel like I'm just out of my comfort zone. So
Elizabeth,
haven't seen the wife.
Why the frown face, Elizabeth? I said I was willing to do it if we can try to reach out to them. And then Yasi Yasmin, you retracted one of your messages, says, I love you, Nick. Why'd you take that one back? Trying to make you make me happy and then you take it back? Oh, man.
He didn't mean it.
He didn't mean it. Took it back.
And the one thing here, we don't make up trades here. We don't BS. I mean, I think too many YouTube channels just talk to be talking. So
seeing if I missed
we're just not that living and breathing this every day. Yeah, Elizabeth was saying she's responding to me not seeing my wife.
Oh.
That's what I figured, Elizabeth. I know you enough to know that's where that came from. That's funny. I need the trading bus. I need the short bus.
Thanks, Jet. Jet said, I love you, Nick. There you go. Somebody said it. RF Dusty said, freak the hate. Hey, we really don't have it too bad. I don't have too many trolls that bother me. I mean, I look at some of these other guys who have 50,000 followers. The trolls are rampant on there. And really,
it's unbelievable.
You just got to laugh it off, stand your ground, and have fun, because those aren't the people that matter. The people that matter are the people that are tuning in each and every day, the people that we're all helping each other, the people who are reaching out and getting interviews. That's who I care about, and that's who I want to find success along with me, hopefully. And that's where we just keep growing this community full of people who are willing to learn and really to portray their knowledge to others.
You're funny, Bart Scherfs. So I don't know what else. What else we got to talk about today?
I don't know.
Marcus Kraft, first time watching. I mean, usually I'm not so fired up. I'm usually, I don't know, just a lot going on. And I got trolled earlier today, so.
Yeah, Marcus, usually it's pretty similar format towards the end, but we would go over more crypto news and crypto fundamentals, as well as Todd would be looking at the charts. Obviously, there's no reason to look at the charts with everything down in the red. I mean, that's really nothing positive going on there, so haven't looked at it much.
And, same thing with the software. I mean, having volume from just one exchange or whatever people's looking at just makes no sense. So I've been fighting this, but we just have got to have volume, the majority of volume from these exchanges. So That's what I've been working on. And my God, I've been so stressed out, spending money and spending time. So just trying to get the software up, let alone all this other crap. Yeah, we're definitely getting it. But it happens at every low down here. I mean, we had it at 57, 58, 5,900. I had it at the previous low. So we're just wrecking everybody. And like you say, they have nothing better to do. They've lost their money. But the problem is they didn't buy Bitcoin at 18, 1900, and 2000 when I mentioned it. They didn't buy it at 3,100 when I mentioned it at 2 in the morning. They bought it at 18, 19, and 20,000. That's why we had to blow off top. So, and now they're selling it here, and they've lost 80, 90% of their money. So that's all. That's where the trolls are coming from.
Compendium says, what do you guys think about Cardano? I really like Cardano. Now, they are doing a peer-reviewed system, which does slow down some of their development. They're also a very hype-averse community and development team. But I do think they are going to be creating products that can be utilized by people in everyday lives and solving real-world issues. The fact that they're also looking to be interoperable with Ethereum Classic really helps that case. That's another reason why I like Ethereum Classic. Those are two big name coins that will be working together moving into the future to find some real use cases in the section of Internet of Things, protocol tokens, dApps, etc., etc. Also, if you want to know a little bit more about Cardano and why I do like it, I did actually do an interview with Charles Hoskinson. So go ahead and go to our homepage, go to the interviews section, and go ahead and watch that. Charles did talk about ADA in depth, what they had on the horizon, what are some good events coming up that he thinks are going under the radar, as well as talking with some of the questions or some of the coins that he partnered with, including ZEN, Ethereum Classic, and Storm. So if you want to check that out, go ahead and do that. He wasn't too fond of one project, but I don't want to ruin the surprise. I'll let you go ahead and watch that yourself.
We're going to celebrate the 1-year anniversary of the software being developed.
There we go. What?
Cool.
You got like 4 more months for that.
But damn, if you're a grown-ass man, if you don't like that, why don't you leave? It's like, Christ. Are you really that childish? I mean, get the hell off the channel. Because if the software does get developed, I'm going to make sure if I can find your name, you won't be part of it. I will not sell it to you. It's like, I mean, there's no doubt. Dude, you've lost 90% of your money and you're bored tonight. That's all I can say.
VeChain has swapped over to VETHOR, VET. You do receive a dividend if you store it on Binance. If you hold a VET on Binance, they do pay you a dividend, kind of like you receive gas for holding NEO and ONG for holding ONT. So if you like passive income coins, there you go. Now, when I first talked about VeChain, I thought it was a little high on the market cap. Obviously, everything's pulled back, but VeChain especially has pulled back. Now, I do think RFID technology is a real-world use case of blockchain and will be one that finds its way into the mainstream. The United States government has talked about, hey, one glaring use case for blockchain technology is the supply chain logistics through trade, etc. Now, will VeChain be? They are in the lead now. First mover advantage, are backed by a government, but will they be able to hold that? I don't know. It could be VeChain, it could be Walton Coin, it could be Wabi, it could be a government-created blockchain technology. We'll have to wait and see. I do hold some VET tokens, some VET tokens on Binance. I am getting that passive income, and as of now, the fundamentals have not changed on that project. I just waited to get in a little later than some of you guys, because when I first reviewed it, I think it was very overvalued according to the market cap, although the market cap is still skewed, as we see with some of these coins that are up here.
Shout out to Crypto Kiwi. How you doing? Bring me back the screen real quick, because I will. This is Classic, and this is the OP at the bottom. And you can see here, as Classic took off, there was no volume really behind this. You can see that volume didn't support that. The problem is, once again, I can't trade off that, because I'm just not sure that that's reliable at the moment. If I'd had that in front of me while Classic was running up to 20, I would have liquidated some holdings for sure on that. But again, I've got to get the software working and make it reliable. So it doesn't prove anything if I release software, everybody buys it, no one makes any money. A year from now, we all are sitting around crying. So I've seen the software works. On the stock side, I got to have it work, and it's got to be reliable. So, and again, it's different when you're bringing in 89 different exchanges. But I saw this on Classic, but again, I didn't know if I could trade it. And you can see, I don't have it here, because this sell-off in the volume also did not happen in Classic. So it was telling you to be a buyer down here at this 16 level and would have had you sell that rally. So whether I'll get those trades in the future, I don't know. But those are things I'm looking for. But I'm monitoring stuff to make sure it's good. So.
By the way, COV is back down to my buy area. So you guys do what you want. Do some research, but it is back down to that buy area I mentioned about a week ago.
My mic's changing volumes when my screen's up. Maybe it's because I just turned my head, because these mics, you got to really, they come straight out, I guess. You got to talk right into them.
Also, XLM, somebody was saying they were buying that on the dip. That is a product I do like for the long term. You know, I've been preaching XLM over XRP for a while. I was saying if it got back down to the pre-Coinbase announcement levels, that's when I'll be looking to buy back in. We are now back at 32.50. That is right around the levels. The pre-Coinbase levels would be anywhere between 3,000 sats to 3,200 sats. Do your own research. I'll probably be getting some of that back after this show, so don't buy too much of it.
Shout out to Compendium for the ETC trade. I mean, those are things good to hear. Does chart analysis work for currencies trading for 6 months only? I mean, I think it does. It's all about time frames. I mean, if you go into, an hourly chart, I mean, you would have plenty of data points, I think, to make it work. So, and Wyckoff really works on any time frame. So I've seen people take, 5-minute charts and put the selling climax, et cetera, on those. I don't do a lot of that. I normally would use a daily to consider trades I want to put on. Then I would go into the 5-minute to look for a divergence, et cetera, for timing of putting a position on. So.
Mr. Cotter, I did get your chart, so we'll take a look at it today, and we'll show it on the live show tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Central Time. Cool. Sounds groovy. Flex off.
We've got a course over at learncrypto.io under the store. It's a course written by Richard Wyckoff that I just tweaked a little bit for the cryptos. And it all comes from wyckoffsmi.com, which is the original institute that Wyckoff owned that I now own. So the course is good. If you don't take the course, you're still going to get a lot of it here, especially after the software drops.
Cool.
Then you won't be able to shut me up.
Flex Off says, noobs with the channel. What is this? Shout out to you, Flex Off. Appreciate that. I loved it. Jet said, sold all my XRP finally. And then JPG Whistler says, good sales day, ya baby, get in there. And then Johnny M. Cool said, I just bought your coins, Jet. That's hilarious. You guys are awesome. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks to everybody coming in, hitting the likes, hitting the downvotes. I don't care.
I didn't know what we was going to talk about all night.
And now we went longer than usual. I got to go get some exercise and play soccer at 9 o'clock, so I got to grab a bite to eat, so I got to get out of here. But make sure to leave your comment in the comment section below with your Zen Cash wallet address for the Zen giveaway. On top of that, make sure to smash that like, share, and subscribe. Man, I'm losing my train of thought today. Keep the emotions in check. Dollar cost average into this market during this market indecision. If you think we're going lower, hey, that's up to you. If you want to pull the trigger over a few $100s, you got to make that decision on your own. This entire show is for entertainment purposes only, not financial advice.
Bullshit.
If you want to know everything we do outside of YouTube, make sure to look in the description below and head over to learncrypto.io. Anyways, guys, until next time, stay tuned for your daily updates on cryptocurrencies right here at Learn Crypto.
Chris, I don't think we're going much lower. I got to go bitch slap somebody.
Hey, stay positive, pal. Most people, when they lose, they whine and quit. But you got to be there for the turns. Everybody's got good luck, everybody's got bad luck. Don't run when you lose.
Play hard, play clean. Be careful out there.
We'll see you all again. Sleep tight.